Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. Boog Nice coming at you with another 2020 recap. This time I'm going to be taking a look at my top 5 most slept on figures in 2020. These are all figures that I've purchased with my own money, but for whatever reason I did not open them immediately, or I was late to getting them and I just did not even realize how cool, how influential, and how essential they were to my collection. And one thing that ties all of these figures together too is that they all have great accessories. Unfortunately, because I was slow to the draw as it relates to these figures, none of them made any of my other top 10, top 5 lists for the year. None of these will appear in my overall top 10 figures for the year, but they are all very good and all figures that I would highly recommend you trying to pick up. Alright, let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini mates, I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about it.
Coming in at number 5 on my top 5 most slept on figures for 2020, I'm going to go with the Marvel Legends Demo Goblin Build-A-Figure Wave Shang Chi. This wave dropped so early in 2020 that I kind of forgot about it. The figure was put away like deep in a bin somewhere, and I actually wanted to use this body quite a bit for different reviews and stuff throughout the year and kept forgetting to break him out. I never even actually set up a display with this figure, but I saw him displayed so many times in so many wonderful setups throughout the year, and I kept getting a reminder as far as displays go. But anytime we get some diversity, I'm all for that. And not just because of that, but this was actually a really dope figure. Highly articulated, a bunch of accessories as far as the hands go. You did get some weapons. They weren't the greatest weapons, but the figure overall was great. Only other thing that probably would have taken this over the top is if he had an additional interchangeable head, you know, like a Screaming Face variant or something like that. I anticipate that when they re-release this figure with another deco, that's when this one is going to really shoot up in value. I'm looking forward to Shang Chi in the jumpsuit or some other look from the Secret Avengers days maybe. Once this movie drops, it's going to be a wrap. You're not going to be able to find this figure probably. He just barely missed making my top 10 Marvel Legends for 2020 list, but I had to recognize him in some capacity. So number 5 is going to be Shang Chi. Coming in at number 4, it's going to be the Mezco Toys 112 Collective Nosferatu. This was a figure that I missed in the initial drop, and then I was happy that they actually opened up pre-orders again and I was able to get the second go round. But I had to wait quite a while to get this figure in hand. In fact, I think I only got it maybe just a couple of months ago. So I was patiently waiting and begrudgingly watching everybody set up all of these cool displays with this figure, but still living vicariously through those people. And then when I finally got this guy in hand and opened him up, I realized what everybody was going on about. This is a very, very good offering from Mezco. I think it's one of their best figures. The accessories, like all of the little rats that you get, can be utilized with so many different figures aside from Nosferatu. The coffin was really well made. The fact that you can display him in the coffin, kind of peeking through the crack in the coffin, the additional hands, the lantern, the additional heads. This was very well done. And I'm pretty sure this is a character that Mezco has been doing for quite some time, but just the first time they did it in the 112 Collective line. A lot of playability, a lot of fun factor, and again, very, very well done accessories. Now, I have heard of some QC issues with this figure. I haven't encountered any just yet, and this is another one that I've yet to set up a display for, but I'm looking forward to doing that in 2021, and this is one that I would highly recommend if you can still get him for a decent price. I'm sure he is really getting up there on the secondary market. But number 4 is Nosferatu. My number 3 slot is going to go to the Medicom Mafex, the Amazing Spider-Man Carnage figure, or the Marvel Comics Carnage figure. I mean, I guess the first time we saw Carnage was in the Amazing Spider-Man books though, right? But I've told the line on this one, going back and forth between wanting it and not wanting it, and thinking it was good and then thinking it was terrible. And it took me a while to get this in hand, but the initial reactions from people, or the initial shots that I saw of this figure, just did not look good to me. It took me to actually sit down, open him up, and mess around with him to realize that this is actually one of of Mafex's better figures. I think he came out better than Venom. Definitely not better than Spider-Man, but having the trio of Spider-Man, Venom, and Carnage from Mafex really makes that cipher complete. And they did the damn thing with the accessories here. All of the different attachments where you can showcase Carnage's ability to make all of these wild weapons and what have you. The Cletus Cassidy head was cool. Maybe we'll be able to use that somewhere down the line for plainclothes Cletus Cassidy with some of the bodies from Mafex. I'm looking forward to trying that. I did actually try to set up a display the other day, but I ended up scrapping it. I'm looking forward to really doing some cool things with this guy. I'm not sure what it was, but I remember my boy Diego saying that the figure got a bad rap initially because of a bad review, but I think I want to take a look at this guy in an overview and try to change that sentiment, because I think this is one of Mafex's better figures and definitely one of their best on the year. It's just that he dropped right at the end of the year, basically. But yeah, number 3 is going to be Mafex Carnage. And my number 2 most slept on figure in 2020 is going to go to the Star Wars Black Series, The Empire Strikes Back 40th Anniversary Hoth Rebel Trooper. This is one that I was put on to by my man Danny. I think he actually got me the 2 that I have. I'd like to probably get maybe 2 more of these, but it was Danny that told me, yo, this is a really dope figure, you need to have it. I think I got these troopers first, and then I went back and got the Hoth Leia. I still need Hoth Han Solo, I believe, but seeing these pop up in so many wintry baking soda displays was really cool. Great accessories, the ability to make basically like 3 or 4 different types of troopers. I mean, you can use the bearded look or the regular look, or you can put the scarf over the face, or you can swap in other faces and really give you some variety for an army builder. Is really, really cool. The figure also had great articulation. It wasn't too hard to find. I did see him on store shelves plenty of times and passed up on it, but it was really the fact that I took so long to open the figure that made it where I didn't realize how dope this figure was. One I would highly recommend. You know, A.C.B.A, a big part of A.C.B.A is army building, so that alone kind of piqued my interest. And again, the one thing that this figure did was make people think outside the box and do some different scenery, some different staging that looked a little different from a lot of the urban things that you may see and displaying. I was also interested in getting the Snow Speeder and Luke. I didn't pull the trigger on that in 2020, but maybe in 2021 I will. And again, step outside the box and do some wintry Wonderland type displays. So coming in at number 2, the Hoth Rebel Soldier. And my number 1 most slept on figure in 2020 that I literally just opened up for the first time in 2021 is going to be the G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Trooper. And big shout out to my man Bo Biggs for hooking me up with this figure. Really appreciate you, bro. I get it, G.I. Joe guys. I see why y'all fighting and fussing and why you have emerged as the most toxic group of collectors in the collecting community. This figure is phenomenal. This is a very, very good army builder figure. Very cool accessories, the long gun, the medium gun, the 2 handguns, the knife, the helmet, the goggles, the, I guess that's an armband, the playability, the posabilities. It's a solid figure with some great texturing, great articulation. Now I gotta go out here and kill somebody to get a Cobra Viper. I actually went back today and pre-ordered like 4 more of these as well. The G.I. Joe Classified series in general in 2020 was really good, man. Every single figure that I opened, I was pleasantly surprised by how much better they were than I anticipated. And the same thing here with this Cobra Trooper. I mean, I saw it in a bunch of displays, but I feel like with these G.I. Joe figures, you got to really get one in hand and mess around with them and pose them to really appreciate them. But a lot of these photograph really well. Cobra Trooper is no different. Now I'm really on a hunt for the Vipers, but this is probably one of the most solid 6-inch figures, period, that has ever been produced. I just love the look of these. I need 10. I need 20. You know, I need them on vehicles. I need explosions. I need everything that would come with displaying with something like this. This was a very good piece. So my number 1 most slept on figure 2020, the Cobra Trooper. Talk to me. Let me know in the comments what some of your slept on figures in 2020 were. I need you guys to hit the bell down there. Hit that like button. Let's get the visibility of this video high. And stay tuned to more top 5, top 10s, top whatever recaps for 2020 from me. Alright? Thanks for hanging out. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, and until next time, peace.
Mix, I gotta see chips, time is money. When you talk, gotta be quick. I don't see how y'all hang or even be with brothers riding in the Benz with only one V6.